Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm Sethum and welcome back to another episode, folks. As you saw in the previous episode, we are finished here on the island, so that means it's time to pack up and move on. Now, what is the plan here? Today, or in this episode at least, I plan on kind of picking up everything that I put down here, and we are going to move over to Scorched Earth. Nearly forgot what it was called. So basically that means we pick up all our dinos, all our items, put them in the transporter, and then basically turn this server into the Scorched Earth server once everything is packed up and loaded. Now, I'm not quite sure exactly what I'm going to be aiming for as far as the Scorched Earth goes. I could just go for the boss, which that would mean it is the Manticore. There's a lot of stuff that I need to shift over, so I think I'm going to have a quick pit stop by Genesis 2 and drop off all of the blueprints I picked up, all of the things that I don't necessarily need for Scorched Earth, and then, of course, by that time, the Scorched Earth server should be up and running. So that means we have to set up a base. Now, the problem with setting up a base on Scorched Earth is you can't really use metal because it will cook you alive. I might set up a camp if you want, sort of like out of metal, not necessarily fully enclosed, until I'm able to get enough adobe structures to build a temporary base. The other thing that kind of goes through my mind is the potential option of getting the the explorer note on Scorched Earth. So that's something that's kind of come to my mind. Now, if I do that, I might need to get me a Wyvern ready for Scorched Earth. That's fine. I should have plenty to breed with. Yeah. I think I know what I'm gonna do. We'll see how things go. It's been a long time since I've been on Scorched Earth, and I don't think I'm gonna be there for too long. There's only like 3 artifacts that you need to pick up, and I think most of the items needed for the boss battle should be fairly easy to get. Now, I am slightly over encumbered here, and most of this will go into the transporter, teleporter, whatever, transmitter. That's the one. I knew it started with something like that. Yeah, so it's going to go into the transmitter. We're going to transmit the information back to Genesis 2. We're going to decide what we take with us to Scorched Earth. I am still pretty heavy. We still have to pick up all of the other bits and pieces. And yeah, so this section is kind of done. Now, I know some people wanted me to start all over again. There's no point in really taking any element with this, which kind of does suck if I'm honest. It just means we have to leave it behind, but that's fine. We can get plenty on Genesis 2. I think the issue I'm going to have with the element... Oh, there's a NPC right there. Might as well get this guy dealt with. He's going to cause problems, and I don't want him to cause me any problems. We just want this to go as flawless as possible. But I think this is going to be a long session, for me at least. And so there's going to be a lot of cutting, because, of course, getting the adobe structures can be a bit of a pain. So I need to get up there to the transmitter, and the only way to do that is to pick up this ramp right here, fall off of it, and hopefully manage to tap the flight button space basically fast enough, like this. So now we can actually fly up here and drop off all the heavy stuff into the transmitter. Make sure I put it in the right tab. We don't want to make any of them mistakes, just making sure. So I'm going to basically try and take as much as I can with me, but of course I have gathered a lot more stuff than I could probably fit in here. You can only fit 50 items, so I'm going to have to be careful. I don't think I'm going to put anything that's light, like blueprints and stuff, but I do have loads of of iron ingots and crystal and black pearls and stuff like that I've gathered whilst I've been here prepping for the boss battle. So I want to try and take as much as that as possible. As you can see, I'm putting in the arrows and stuff. I've got loads of them, but it's possible that I might end up having to drop some stuff and kind of just sacrifice some things that are probably easier to come across. That's pretty much what is left of my base. I have picked up most of my base. As you can see, there are bags on the ground. These are things that I suppose I've had to sacrifice. It's fine. We are still coming out with more than we came in, if that makes sense. So this is what I've decided to put in the transmitter right here. So most of the stuff is the heavy stuff. Stuff that we will most definitely... Oh, my English, bro. Stuff that we will most definitely want with us going forward. Now, of course, this won't just be going to Scorched Earth. When it's time to move on to Aberration, we'll take whatever we have from there to Aberration. I might have to set up a temporary vault next to my transmitter on Genesis 2 just so we can transfer items. I think I'm going to end up stockpiling a lot more than I can actually carry in one go. But at the moment, I'm trying to take everything that I can in one simple go. I'm just trying to see now if there's a possibility of swapping out things that I have in my inventory that weigh more than what is in the transmitter at the moment. So that's the way I have been doing this. I might have to drop some food here. It's fine, we can get plenty of food. We do have a method of getting our food. Don't want to drop any ammunition, that's kind of valuable. So stacks of food, we're fine. We don't want that. I did lose, by the way, my fully leveled up chibi, which is kind of sad, but hey ho. We got what we wanted. We got the levels out of it, so it doesn't really matter that much anymore. Pick this up, and we're going to have to run to the summoning platform right there underneath the Obelisk. That's our ticket out of here. It was nice being back on the island. Did have some good memories here from when I first started the game. But we are now done here, so it's time to move on to the next task. Let's see. Alright. I'm just making sure I've got everything I want with me. I don't really want to carry any trophies or anything with me unless I necessarily need it, unless it's the boss trophies. Alright, so I've dropped off everything that I didn't consider that I would need. So we had loads of crossbows, we had loads of weapons and blueprints that we weren't really going to need on Scorched Earth. Dropped them off, only taken with me the essentials, and we are now moving on to the new fresh server. Of course, that is going to be Scorched Earth, and I don't know how long I'm going to be there. Hopefully not too long. Don't get me wrong, I like the DLC, I like the map, I like the challenges it brings, but yeah, we're only doing it for the boss. And I think if I'm there, I'm more and more inclined to also do all of the explorer notes on Scorched Earth. So that's probably going to be a thing. If that's the case, then I need to return to Genesis 2 and breed some of my wyverns. I think I'm going to try and get that nice red glowy wyvern that I've got with a high level wyvern. So breed them together, and kind of get me a high level fully mutated in damage wyvern. We still have to do the HP side, so don't forget that. Alright. Let's bring out one of our shadow mains, and so that makes us kind of feel a bit safer here. Let's see. Yeah, we got the right one. Okay, cool. So let's go and find a base location. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find a base location next to the green obelisk. That's my intention, at least. We have my canteens. Okay. Hold on a bit. I do want to get the helmet on. See if that gives me any protection from the heat. I don't think it does. Or at least not that much. Okay, well, we're going to find a base location next to the green obelisk. I think the reason I've gone for the green obelisk is simply because it's the one closest to me. Plus, we have water next to it, so that is a very important thing now. Of course, we are in a desert, so we will be dehydrated for a lot of our time here. Get rid of that raptor before it causes problems. That guy's chasing. Oh, here we go. There's my element. So once I set up a base, I'm going to have to find loads of tech creatures and farm them for the element dust so I can start getting me some element. There we are. It's been quite a while, but we have managed to set up our very own temporary Adobe base. It's not going to be anything big because we are not taking anything with us apart from what we are storing in it. Now, of course, Adobe is easily damaged by a lot of creatures, so we're going to go for a nice little runabout, kind of get familiarized with Scorched Earth. It's been years, honestly, since I've been on Scorched Earth, and it's all more or less a desert. It is cool though, don't get me wrong. I remember when I played this on official servers, it was, I'm gonna be honest, I actually enjoyed it, even though it was a pain because you continuously lost water, so everybody was trying to set up their irrigation systems close to a water, so it looked like a mess, to be honest, but it was fun. I really enjoyed it. Okay, we're just having a look around. Yeah, so this is what Scorched Earth looks like for those that have not been on it. Whoop, we're getting hit by something. Oh, that's a rock golem. I wonder how much damage I do to it. Ooh, okay, 23 he does to me, 20 to 30 damage. We could pick a fight with it, we could probably win, but I don't want to lose a lot of HP. I still am pretty new here, plus I don't want to lose my Shadow Mane. So I'm just having a look around, just kind of doing a good old exploring of the map. So don't need any of those, don't want that. We don't need any berries, we don't have any herbivores. Oh my English. Here on the map that we are going to use. I mean, there's plenty of wild dinos, but we're not going to use any herbivores for anything or any purpose. Now I think my base on the official server wasn't actually too far from the green obelisk either. It was fun. Do you know what? I've got lots of good memories here. If I'm honest, I did like this DLC. So as you can see, I have brought in my Wyvern. Now what you did not see on camera, just to let you know, I did have a color mutation that had this kind of color mutation, so that's what we have for a Wyvern, and plus I bred that with the most recent Wyvern that we had, which was a 20 mutations in damage. So currently what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to level this guy up because he's going to come in useful. So I have decided I'm going to be picking up all of the explorer notes. That means we do want a high level Wyvern, and so what we're going to do is we're going to pick a fight with the with the death worms. So just making sure everything's ready to go. So that means we have to level them up. We have just basically bred those two until we got this coloration with a 20 mutation in damage. So I can see another wall. Okay, alright, okay, so he's coming towards us. We're gonna basically be fighting loads of these death worms. I do know where they spawn most frequently. After all, I did make a guide on this quite a while ago, and these guys do actually yield quite decent experience as well. They should be fairly easy for me to take down. Hopefully we don't bump into an alpha death worm. I don't think we're actually prepared for a fight like that. They do have a lot of HP and actually do quite a bit of damage, although if I'm honest, it would be nice to actually have an alpha death worm trophy to take with us. I might actually be looking for one of those, to be honest. I am trying, do you know what, I might set up a trophy room back on Genesis 2. That's totally something I can look at. I don't know with the transfer trophies though, because we couldn't do the boss trophies, but okay. So more of the death worms. I know there's one around here. So as you can see, I'm actually trying to look under the map because they are easier to locate. And I know there's one in this direction, and after a certain distance, or after you get close enough to them, they do start to come to you. You can see the tail right there. There's actually another one right there. They do tend to kind of to somehow, there we go, teleport out. You just saw it happen. So they do teleport out, and I've also seen them fall through the mesh as well. So that's what kind of happens with the wyverns when with the death worms when they pop in and out of existence on the map. They do just fall through the mesh and probably die. So yeah, just keep that in mind. But basically on the side with the Wyvern trench here on Scorched Earth. That whole desert area does spawn loads of death worms. They just don't tend to hang around for too long, so you have to constantly hunt them down. Plus we do get the death worm horned, and of course we do get some black pearls out of it as well as experience, actually, to be honest. They do yield the best type of experience. I do remember this used to be my favorite method for leveling up my Rexes. I did used to come to Scorched Earth and pretty much just have them running about killing death worms. There's another one right there. And as you can see, he is coming towards us. We are gaining quite a few nice levels, and you can actually hit them whilst they are still dug underground, which is kind of useful. That just means we get the first hit on them, and so we start damaging them. And what's nice is after each death worm, I'm not really showing that because it's just tedious and it's boring. There's nothing really important to show there. But after I harvest the wyverns, I actually get more HP back than I actually lose from all the food that I feed the wyvern. So that's kind of cool. Did I say that right? Yeah. So yeah, after I harvest the death worms, with all the meat that I get, I basically force feed the wyvern and I get more HP than I lost. Now do bear in mind, I did lose a lot of HP because I leveled up in HP. So that's kind of useful. We have vultures, but yeah. There we go. Getting another death worm coming to us. So that's good. We like the XP. Take this guy down. And so far I've been lucky not to come across a alpha death worm. I would like to face one off though, just to see how this wyvern would be able to deal with it. I think it would be well cool. Although, yeah, I don't think I can take the trophy with me, which sucks. I do wonder though if, I don't know, is there a possibility of getting any death worms on Genesis 2? I would totally like that. I'll have to have a look at that. If we do get a trophy here on Scorched Earth, I need to have a look at how to transfer that to Genesis 2, just so I can have like a trophy wall. There we go. Down it goes. There's one more right there. Now during the day, it's difficult to tell if these things are alphas or not. We can't really see the signature alpha red aura stroke glow around them, so I'm praying that this isn't an alpha. Some of them do have like a white coloration to them, and so they do tend to worry me. I can't quite tell if they're an alpha death worm or not, but we're doing fine. This one is not doing all that much damage, so judging by the amount of damage that it's doing to me, this is just a normal death worm. Alright. We are doing nice damage to it, and as you can see, our health is going up. Now, I have not spent any of the points that I've got from leveling up just yet. I'm holding on to that until I get plenty of levels, and then I'll decide how I want to distribute those points, as this will be the main mount for Scorched Earth. I haven't really decided its fate afterwards. I'm going to get rid of these Arthropluras because we are going to aggro them and we don't want them to do any damage to our tech armor. Okay, vulture, not too worried about that. Let's go and pick up the horn and see what else we get. Alright, I'll take the horn, and I think I want the angler gel just as well. Okay, things are getting a bit hot out here. I am struggling to see stuff, so I might need to find a place to cool down soonish. We are suffering from heat stroke, so I think it's only going to get a lot worse. However, I am going to take this death worm on. We're going to try and get our XP off of it, find a place to cool down, and when I'm happy with the levels that I've got on the wyvern, we will head back to base, and I think I'm going to call that a day. I think that's my plan. Now, obviously, you won't be seeing all the death worm fights that I basically go through, but just know that I'll probably be doing this for quite some time, most likely off camera, just so I can get those added levels that I definitely want on this wyvern. And I think the other thing I want to do is I want to try and take on a alpha wyvern here in the trench. I'm partly tempted to actually try and steal some eggs as well, although they'll be useless to me, to be honest. But yeah, that's something I want to do just for throwback purposes. Alright, I am back at base, guys. Here's my wonderful wyvern, and we have leveled it up. We have about 20,000 hit points. A lot of damage. What just happened? Okay.
Seems to have taken quite a shine to you. Out of all the survivor stock in the archive, you seem capable enough, specimen. Sure, I understand the fascination. What makes you so special?
Okay. So I'm guessing that was Rockwell. As I was saying, I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't really know what triggered that, if I'm honest. We do seem to have gained some experience. I don't know if that classes as an explorer. No, I don't care. But it was interesting. Anyways, as I was saying, we have about 20,000 in terms of HP. I think we have 2,000 for stamina and about 1,000% in damage. So let's see what this looks like, because I'm quite curious. Alright, damage is alright. Shadowmane does a bit more than that, but it's still fine. It's doable. I'm happy with those numbers. Okay, let's try and have a bit of fun here. See if we can pick up this Carno. Nope, that's not happening. Do you know what? As I was bringing the wyverns, so these are the ones from Crystal Isles, and as I was trying to prep stuff for the transportation of the crystal wyverns to Scorched Earth, I noticed that they are actually significantly smaller than the actual wyvern themselves. So that's kind of cool. I mean, they are easier to get, to be honest. You just basically hop on their back and feed them crystals, and that's pretty much it. See if I can pick that up. Yep, I can. Do you know what? I can say that I haven't really been using wyverns all that much, which is kind of unusual for me. I did used to like having and flying on wyverns, but right now I'm really enjoying playing around with the Shadowmanes. The only things that kind of complicate things are the micro raptors that dismount you. I don't like it when that happens. But yeah, they are fun to use. And I'm thirsty, so I might as well go and get some water. But I think I'm happy with where I'm at the moment. We are going to call this a day. And of course, join me in the next episode where we start prepping for boss battles. And Rockwell is talking to us, so this might be a trigger point somewhere around here. But hey, yeah, we might discover some new things here on Scorched Earth. If you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more. And of course, I do hope that you guys are looking forward to me facing off against the Alpha Manticore, because that is exactly what I'm planning to do here on Scorched Earth in the near future. Until next time, stay safe, folks.